Kalen Kaizen had been a caretaker at the Ashwood Clinic for 3 years. It was a job he'd grown accustomed to, quiet hours spent walking the empty halls, observing patients through one-way mirrors, and making meticulous notes on their progress. The clinic's routine was methodical. Each patient's day began with a standardized regimen of medication and therapy sessions. Kalen would then spend the morning reviewing their files, updating treatment plans, and logging any notable changes in behavior or condition. Afternoons were spent assisting nurses with daily care tasks and attending meetings to discuss ongoing cases. Everything was predictable, which was what made the subtle alterations so unsettling. It started a week ago, minor discrepancies between Kalen's notes and those recorded by other staff members. At first, he brushed it off as clerical error or simple human mistake. However, the inconsistencies persisted. Medication dosages differed from one day to another, patient records would be revised without any visible cause, and even the layout of the clinic seemed to shift, as if its corridors were rearranging themselves overnight. Kalen tried to speak with his colleagues about the anomalies but found they either dismissed his concerns or couldn't recall making specific changes. Even when he questioned Dr. Zareen, the clinic's director and supposed authority figure, she'd simply smile and assure him that everything was fine, that these minor variations were a result of their ongoing efforts to refine the treatment protocols. As Kalen continued to observe the discrepancies, he began to feel a creeping sense of unease. He started noticing other patients exhibiting odd behavior. Some would stare blankly ahead for hours on end, while others would recite seemingly random phrases without context or prompting. It was as if they were all being subtly manipulated, and Kalen suspected it had something to do with the clinic's increasingly rigid adherence to its protocols. One patient in particular caught his attention, a young woman named Alara who'd been admitted several months ago for what initially appeared to be a minor mental health issue. Over time, however, her symptoms grew more pronounced. She'd become withdrawn and catatonic, only responding when spoken directly to by Kalen or another staff member. It was as if she developed a peculiar connection with the caretaker role itself. Kalen couldn't shake off the feeling that something fundamental had shifted within Ashwood Clinic, something that now threatened not just his own understanding of reality but also the well-being of its patients. As he stood at Alara's bedside, observing her glassy eyes fixate on a spot just above his shoulder, Kalen felt an overwhelming sense of trepidation. Was it possible to resist this creeping wrongness, or would he become just another cog in the clinic's increasingly mechanical, soulless machine?